Last time on I Pickleball, we met the OKC Pickleball Club at the Sooner State Games. This month, we travel back to Surprise, Arizona to meet Bob and Jettye Lanius, the pioneers of pickleballtournaments.com. I Pickleball is powered by Highlands Leg Cramps, proud supporter of pickleball players everywhere.
I'm Jettye Lanius, and this is my husband, Bob Lanius, and I like hobbies. I like to do things and stay busy. If there's a hobby, I've done it. All types of hobbies or sports are really escapes. That's how you get rid of the anxiety.
My escape has been computers. I've been somewhat a computer nerd since I was in high school. For the real computer people, it's a game of how to solve a problem. I got a job at a cancer leukemia research facility doing programming. And then I became a consultant for a large corporation in the country, and for 4 years worked as a consultant traveling around the world. My family had given up on me being married at 46 and moved back to Dallas, and as luck comes along, here comes Jettye.
And he wouldn't ask me out. So I asked him out. Pickleball started for us in the RV community, and a friend saw us walking and riding our bike by. He says, "I've got a game for you because you have too much energy." And we've been playing ever since.
The first computer thing I did for pickleball was the website for the Happy Trails Pickleball Club.
I was club president in 2004. I always thought we needed a website for communications, if nothing else. I didn't know if Bob had the ability to do that or not, but I kept pushing him.
I was doing leagues for the club here on an Excel spreadsheet. And you have people that drop out the night before, call you up, and you have to redo the whole schedule. There's a better way. And that's what got me into using my computer skills for pickleball. And the Happy Trails website, the club website, was the first one having complete tournament results. Jettye and I
We would travel
to tournaments.
So we would go and write down the charts on the Happy Trails site.
Because the big problem at most tournaments, the desk was filling out everything by hand. Somebody'd walk up to the desk and always ask, "What court am I on?" That interrupts the person. They write it in the wrong place, they write the wrong information, and errors are made in the tournament. So the goal was to eliminate errors. The computer can do it, why not?
So here we were doing everything by hand pretty well with a lot of volunteers. And by this time I'd met up with Bob and Jettye Lanius. And within a couple of years, Bob took it over and really moved it up. With his computer background, he was able to streamline it such that it was much more manageable.
Things were initially done with, player list. Okay, computer can do that. Then we started entering all the information. Well, at tournaments, what are the mundane tasks? How can you make it easier? And it was, here's an ID number. I hated typing that 6 or 7 digit number. That's the one I'd mess up. So, okay, can we do barcodes? And pickleballtournaments.com grew out of computerizing that so that you could actually register, use the system to do the tournament and post results all in one thing. And every summer during our RV travels, she did her woodworking. I would sit there and write new portions of the system. So that was my hobby. And I did the Arizona Senior Olympics that year, and then came Huntsman, and then we started using it for Happy Trails and everything. And then about 5 years ago, we added online registrations so that the tournament director doesn't have to enter any of the information. And that, again, eliminated errors.
We're here at the annual Grand Canyon State Games Pickleball Championships. Well, we certainly couldn't do this the last few years without Bob and Jettye Lanius. The work that they do, the passion that they do this with is just something that helps this event throughout year after year after year.
We couldn't have pickleball tournaments the way we do today if it weren't for the system that Bob built, pickleballtournaments.com.
Bob and Jettye have hosted the Grand Canyon State Games here at Pueblo El Mirage for the last 2 years, and we have been so excited to have them here. They do a fantastic job.
The system was written to help me with tournaments. If other tournament directors wanted to use the system, we teach them to use it. We did not charge them anything. Back in the early days, there was only 3 or 4 tournaments a year. Up to Last year, we were getting up to where there's 100 tournaments a year in the system, 12 to 18,000 players registering online. We did not want to start a business, and it's grown to such a point it needed to be turned over and made into a real business so that it continues on.
I'm Greg Thompson.
And I'm Melissa McCurley, Greg's sister, and we grew up playing pickleball in our driveway in East Texas. Well, I just love pickleball, and here's how much I would love it. I work for a major corporation, making well over six, figures in salary, and had decided to step away from that to get more involved in pickleball. That's the direction that we were headed until the day I did meet Jettye.
I met Melissa, I play with Melissa, and I knew she wanted to get into a business that involved pickleball because she loved pickleball.
I enjoy pickleball tournaments as much as I enjoy playing, so it's very important, I know to me, the experience that those players are having and how efficient that a tournament is run, because it's all about the player experience when you get into those tournaments.
So we started getting inquiries as far as people wanting to purchase the system. We settled on Melissa and Greg because of their involvement in pickleball and desire to move the system forward.
We felt really fortunate when Bob and Jettye, chose us to kind of take their legacy and move it forward. For me, it combined three of the things that I really love: sports, technology, and people. We just feel really fortunate to be involved with that.
Pickleballtournaments.com was the growth of that to help tournament directors, grow pickleball.
I think it's the induction of the technology into the game. It's allowed an acceleration of this game and the growth of the sport that otherwise just would not have been able to be realized in this short a time that it's being realized. I describe Bob and Jettye as pioneers of pickleball. I don't even think they have an understanding of the impact that they've had on this game.
They are tireless. They've been the center of the community, for the pickleball community, for such a long time.
Well, I'd say they made a very huge impact because of promoting the game, getting people involved in the tournaments.
They're a master of details, and I'm not sure anybody else could have done what they have done.
I want pickleball to grow because we love it, and we think it's good for the body and for the mind.
No matter where you are, pickleball can bring us together to celebrate community, learn new things, and have fun. If you know someone we should feature on a future episode, we would love to hear from you. All you have to do is send us an email and tell us your idea. This episode of I Heart Pickleball has been brought to you by Highlands Leg Cramps, America's #1 over-the-counter leg cramp medicine. For more information, go to highlands.com.